So there will never be another character like Firefly because she's our only girlfriend.
Online, Firefly is the most popular Star Rail character. Her subreddit has the most members, and a recent Japanese popularity poll also put her at number 1, where it wasn't even close. Of course,
Yeah, because everybody in the gacha community is just simps.
this is largely a result of her characterization throughout Penacony's story, but Hoyoverse knew they had to capitalize on the hype for this character that had been building up for months by giving her a strong kit that's easy to use. Unfortunately, this went at odds with their decision to make her a break DPS. Because they function so differently compared to the other more conventional DPS characters, the designers needed to be extra careful in making sure the inherent drawbacks of break didn't have strong negative effects on our user experience. Over time, the developers have evidently gotten better at ensuring characters are no longer held back by their unique aspects, but I have to admit that Firefly demonstrates the opposite extreme. They compensated so hard for her weaknesses.
When did she ever do this? When did she ever, or is this custom? Oh, MMD? I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking cute. Alright, cool.
To the point where they basically became new strengths for her. Overall, I'd say her gameplay was designed really well, and they succeeded in making her super fun to play, but it's also quite apparent that her kit is rather overloaded. Like for every detail that I find to be really smart, there's another that she'd be completely fine without. Let's break down exactly how the developers went about crafting what could very well continue to be the strongest, most synergistic character design ever created in Honkai Star Rail. Firefly's entire gameplay revolves around doing break and super
Very bold claims, buddy. Very, very bold claims. Alright, let's see.
break damage,
What
which
are
is
we cooking?
entirely enabled by her ultimate's complete combustion state, by giving her speed, stronger attacks, increased weakness break efficiency, and a bit of extra break damage received by enemies. But instead of her ultimate reliance being a hard liability like it is with some characters, Firefly just shrugs that condition off by only needing 2 skill usages to recharge her ult, each of which also action advances her by 25%. Even if you mess up, don't have skill points, and need to basic attack once, that's still faster than pretty much every
I don't have ever seen Firefly use her basic attack in my entire life, except for the one time Tectone used her basic attack 3 times straight. Insane.
other character. The second skill doesn't even really register as you needing to spend a turn to charge because her ultimate advances her next action by 100% anyway. So realistically, she only has one complete turn of downtime because by turn 2 she's back at full strength again. And starting battle with half energy cuts out that first turn, so you essentially start combat with your ult. Plus, you never have to worry about getting kills or taking hits.
Oh my god, it's Jing Liu! Oh my god, chat, I just fucking realized. Oh my god, okay, completely unrelated to the video. Yo, Remembrance MC is Ice. I'm not saying that she's gonna make Ice great again. I'm not saying she's gonna make Jing Liu great again. But this might mean we'll see Ice weak enemies. I can finally use Jing Liu after 50 billion years.
To charge that last bit of energy. Having an action advance on her ult to begin with makes sense because her combustion state lasts until a countdown with 70 fixed speed hits the action order, so having her act at the start of this counter makes the number of enhanced attacks she gets consistent. They could have just made her ult give her a set number of enhanced attacks, but the way they ended up doing it makes it so that she scales harder with speed by being able to get more total actions during her ult without the usual drawback of needing to refresh it sooner. And because the list of actions resets after finishing a wave, clearing one effectively refreshes the combustion state's entire cooldown for free, so that's 2 more features to make her feel less ultimate reliant. The only downside to this system
What? I'm sorry, I'm dented.
Back of needing to refresh it sooner. And because the list of actions resets after finishing a wave, clearing one effectively refreshes the combustion state's entire cooldown for free, so that's 2 more features to make her feel less ultimate reliant.
What do you mean less ultimate reliant? If she doesn't have an ultimate, isn't she just like cooked? Or am I just not getting it? Does Che get it? Am I cooked? Okay, what did he say? Che, what did he just say? Less reliant on casting ultimate. Because you clear the first wave, you don't have to cast a second ultimate. Oh, so it's like specifically the cast. It's like specifically you don't need to cast your ultimate as much because you stay in the ultimate state. Is what it's saying. Okay, so it's just the cast then. Alright, cool.
The only downside to
my
the
bad.
system is that you can potentially get less total enhanced attacks from being slowed or stunned, but they already planned ahead for that too. Getting to max energy has an extra little feature, being that it removes all debuffs. At first, I thought this was just to prevent her from potentially dying to a DOT right after using her ult, since her skill can potentially leave her at 1 HP. But if that were the case, they could have made it work on DOTs only, like with
Oh my god.
Arlon. The fact that it's universal means she is able to
I didn't even know. Wait, I didn't even know Arlen had a.
only.
Wait, DOT. Wait, Arlen had a DOT res. Holy shit, this guy is dog shit. Who the fuck? An intern designed, bro. Bro was designed by the intern.
Like
oh my god, that's
Arlon.
crazy.
The fact that it's universal
DOT debuff
means
res.
she's able to
I never
freely
knew.
remove slows and more, and combined with her talent's effect resistance, it's clear the intention is to not let her enhanced state be interrupted. This is a straightforward evolution in design from Jingyuan, whose lightning.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Bro is about to rise up. Bro is about to rise up. Yo, Jingyuan mains, I stand you. I was always one of you. One of us. Bro is rising up.
Lord damage gets fully halted from an untimely stun, and has no built-in ways to avoid that happening.
Frankly speaking, this honestly changes very, very little. Unless you actually go like above and beyond. Like Gallagher. Because Gallagher can hit 100%, right? Yeah, this changes very little.
However,
It's like, think about the times that you are running broken kill, and you hit 30% effect rest for like your Ting Yuan, your Brown, or whatever, and they still get fucking bitch slapped, you know? So like, doesn't really change a lot.
Firefly's complete combustion state,
Unless we run broken kill Firefly, we are cooking.
it already lasts fairly long and is easy to recharge, meaning that relying on a healer to cleanse any potential debuffs isn't really that bad. So even though it's not the most consistent, having only 30% effect resistance at level 10, I still find it quite interesting they deemed it necessary to add in the first place. The energy.
Nah, I think the effect rest was it could have been better. I feel that the 30% effect rest, if they really wanted to go, either make it such a series, like a mini Fusion, you know, like Fusion's Matrix of Prescience, it dispels any crowd control guaranteed by one time. I think if they did that, it would have been a lot better. But whereas instead of leaving it up to probability, either that or just make her like go all in offensive. I think 30% effect rest is not that good.
Gain from her unenhanced skill.
It's kind of like why Aventurine is such a... Okay, not such a, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass because Aventurine shield gives us effect rest, except that it doesn't really guarantee. So like you still have to play around the probability, and it's not that comfortable, right? If you still get crowd control, and there's literally nothing you can do. So yeah, you can't play around this probability.
Skill actually also scales with its level, going from 50% up to 60% max energy at level 10. At first I didn't really understand what the point was to making it slightly more than half, but then I realized when maxed out, it's the perfect amount to where you can take one hit from the stupid TV enemy.
Okay, this is an interesting cook. We are built... MiHoYo designed Firefly to be immune to the TV. Because it loses 20% max energy, so after skill gets 60% back. Okay, that we're cooking.
And not have to deal with any consequences.
Or just keep them happy, you know? I always make my chat very happy, just like how I make my TV very happy. And I would never misplay that ever. You know, they're just always happy. Absolutely.
Her having the highest energy cost in the game at 240, tied with Yunli, who doesn't really count because her ult has 2 charges, was a pretty smart choice. Her combustion state puts a lock icon on her energy gauge to signify she can't ult again, but she can still get energy, just not from her abilities because they're hard-coded to grant 0. So even though it's possible to shorten her ult's brief downtime, the energy cost makes it much less feasible. However, if she is able to get full energy somehow, she can immediately re-enter the complete combustion state. I don't think we're gonna get a support capable of doing that for the next few years at least, but there is a certain game mode that coincidentally dropped on the same update as Firefly, where this happens on every boss fight.
Epoch Shadows. Built for Harmony Trailblazer and Run Me.
This is simply one of many reasons why Divergent Universe is actually just Firefly's playground.
Oh shit, I'm completely wrong. My bad.
Firefly always starting battle with 50% energy initially seems geared just for overworld gameplay since endgame content always starts you at half anyway, but it allows her to always have ult turn 1 in simulated universe game modes, which is really nice, but is also something no other character even comes close to having.
Okay, fine, you hate Rapper, I get it. Oh my god. Yo, Rapper mains. This man right here, right? Yo, Rapper mains. Oh, bro hates rap, right? Okay, we get it.
Characters
Oh my
being
God.
able to accelerate their own kits is nothing new, but every character except Firefly requires using their technique for it. And I almost forgot to mention Firefly's enhanced basic attack. It's usually not that interesting because her enhanced skill is leagues better of course, but she is the only character to have access to both instead of just one. The downside is that her stronger ability does require skill points, but
Just wait, chat, are we ever using Firefly to enhance basic? Never, right? Like even for E0, we'll never ever use this. There's no role we ever use this. You do sometimes. You do. You do. If you run out of skill points, then just base with Gallagher. Okay, actually to be fair, now that we have Ling Sha might want a skill point more than Firefly. Maybe. Like Firefly is now a Ling Sha support, right? She uses enhanced skill one time, implants fire weakness, and now Ling Sha is our DPS. Then Firefly serves zero purpose. You know what? I absolutely get behind it, right? So Firefly basically she's a skill point positive support for our Ling Sha DPS. Absolutely.
but she also gains the freedom to generate skill points when she doesn't need the power of her skill. It's honestly really frustrating to use a limited turn of enhanced ability just to take out one weak enemy, so Firefly having this flexibility in exchange for something almost all DPS units have to deal with anyway is a pretty worth trade-off in my opinion. Moving on to her break damage, it's also min-maxed to the absolute limit. Break is pretty interesting because it doesn't use the same stats as normal damage. From the attacker, it scales based on just their level and their break effect, which makes stats like attack and damage percent not do much. So that's why
I can't wait for Brick to die. Oh my god. Thank
Firefly's
God.
enhanced skill
Now people will actually have to build their units.
additionally scales with her break effect, and why her final ascension trace increases her break effect based on her attack. This way, the attacks she gets from things like light cones and relics don't feel completely
Oh, yo, this like, you know what? Hey, the whole Rapper versus Firefly discussion. Yo, this light cone works so well with Firefly. This is what makes E0 L0 Firefly, in my opinion, really fucking good in a vacuum against an E0 L0 Rapper. This is such an excellent fucking light cone for Firefly. It's not even close. Like the Rapper substitutes, if you don't have the signature light cone, it's like, oh my god, it's like all the options are pretty cooked.
wasted. Technically, she has one of the highest scaling blast attacks in the game, but that doesn't exactly make it strong because her break build won't have crit or fire damage percent to multiply it. That much is apparent when fighting enemies with locked toughness bars. However,
Lock toughness bars. Yeah, I'll just kill myself.
it can
Thank you.
be okay enough in situations where enemies are left with a really small amount of health. The break effect is obviously much more useful for her super break, which she is able to proc by herself with her 4th ascension trait.
Never do this, by the way. Please don't do this. Do not think that you can use Firefly without the buff from Harmony MC or in the future any kind of support. This additional super break damage is so fucking small. It's like if you don't use Harmony MC, it's like you're literally doing half the damage. Or like more than half. It's like it's so small. Please don't do this.
Trace. She doesn't get the full 50% unless she has 360 break effect, but given how many teammates and relic sets can give break, it's a high yet feasible threshold to reach. And since super break adds toughness reduction to its damage formula, Firefly's enhanced weakness break efficiency combined with her enhanced skills already higher than usual base toughness damage gives her a huge damage boost on top of it, allowing her to break enemies much faster.
Huge damage boost. But we still need Rame and Harmony MC. But it's huge.
But of course, you can't deal break damage without dealing toughness damage, and Firefly happens to have the most broken iteration of toughness bypass out of any character ever. Every single enhanced skill applies.
Okay, yo, chat. To be fair, this is pretty fucking good. To be completely fair, this is pretty fucking good. You know, this is really good. Yeah, so if you are going against off element, this is it. Rapper could never.
Fire weakness against the main target for 2 of their turns. This is insane utility to have on a non-support character, because it's not like you have to waste skill points to apply it, since you're already going to be using her skill for damage anyway.
What do you mean? She is a support character. She's my support for Ling Sha. Absolutely.
Given the frequency of its application and its duration, it means you don't have to put much of any effort into thinking about how you're using it either. Ignoring weakness type is one thing, but implanting fire weakness is so much stronger. It not only allows Firefly to maintain type advantage even when she's not using her enhanced skill, but it also allows any fire type ally to deal toughness damage as well.
Yep. That is the most important part. Allowing any fire, what do you call it? Any fire teammate to also deal toughness damage. That is the absolute most important part. So now we have Ling Xiao dealing like a kabillion damage. In the future, if we get, I don't know, like if we get like it's gonna be really, yep, absolutely.
And if that weren't enough, she still ignores weakness type anyway in her enhanced state, which of course only ends up affecting the adjacent targets on her skill and at a reduced 50.
This changes nothing. Actually, wait, this honestly changes nothing. Okay, I guess it's pretty good for 3 target because the implant is only on the main target, right? So I guess it applies a little bit. But okay, it changes very little. It changes a small thing.
55% effectiveness,
Yeah.
but it still ends up being extremely useful against smaller side enemies. But there's still more, as her technique applies fire weakness to all enemies at the start of each wave, so she automatically has full weakness break efficiency.
Exactly. You are already implanting fire to everybody at the start. So very, very rarely would you really care about
against
this that much.
any enemy for 2 turns as well. The huge disadvantage of having your break DPS not match the weakness type of the enemies has and will continue to be.
I didn't pre-watch this, but I swear he's about to say something for Rapper right now. If you do not match the weakness typing, you serve zero purpose. I swear he's gonna show a Rapper footage right now. I didn't pre-watch, by the way. On my live I didn't pre-watch.
A huge detriment to running such characters, but Firefly manages to turn the situation on its head by being at close to max efficiency against any enemy regardless of type. With weakness breaking out of the picture, all that's left is enemy type resistance. Since resistance—
Oh my god, he didn't say it! Hey, my bad. I was not familiar with the game. Hey, my bad. He's a very, very new... Yep.
can go into the negatives, Firefly still does more damage against enemies that originally have fire weakness even with resistance penetration, but her ability to get the full damage vulnerability and action delay on enemies from breaking no matter what is undoubtedly one of the biggest reasons for her status as a top tier. And lastly, we have the least practical aspect of Firefly's kit, her health manipulation. Using her skill consumes 40% of her max HP, yet unlike Blade, she doesn't get any
He's already dead, guys. He's already dead.
net benefits from taking damage, similar to Jingliu and
29,000. I think that was against 5 target, if I'm not wrong.
P, yet unlike Blade, she doesn't get
Okay, it's
any
3 target.
net benefits from
Yeah, it's 3
taking
target.
damage.
Oh my god, I'm dead, guys. 3,815. I think bro just purposely gave his blade like no gears. Bro has 3.2k HP. This blade slender. My blade can do 290 billion thousand damage. Alright, so let's come to fuck now.
Similar to Jingliu and Jade's health consumption mechanics, this feels more like a thematic addition rather than something added for the
Shamani Dof. Someone play the copypasta.
sake of gameplay. Because if the
Oh
point
my god, he skipped the story!
was to add a factor of risk to balance out how powerful her skill's energy recharges, they again overcompensated heavily. As soon as Firefly hits 20% HP from using her second skill, she can just use her ultimate to advance her next action and use either of her attacks to heal. Her enhanced state also gives the final condition for her talent, giving her max damage reduction for the entire duration and the additional 30% effect resistance. I get that destruction characters are slightly more likely to get targeted than other characters, but it's kind of crazy that her defensive utility is on par with Yunli, who is quite literally encouraged to tank as many hits as possible, especially when breaking also delays enemies from attacking in the first place. Again, perhaps for thematic reasons, Firefly has close to the lowest HP in the game, but it's balanced out with the highest base defense by far. Even though I think this all contributes to Firefly's kit being overloaded, I can't really fault the designers for this because
I feel like it changes nothing. Like the HP and defense. Not really because of Firefly, but just because if you're playing Super Break, the enemy just don't even move. You have the Talent Hoblen Rebrew from Rame, you have the fucking DDD from Harmony MC, you have the Infinite Breaks, and like, they just never ever move. So yeah, you don't really face sustained pressure anyway. And then we have Lingsha / Gallagher, which is like one of the best sustains for break team anyways. So like, it is what it is.
because it does seem like it was implemented to be symbolic of the character. And even though it ends up making her have generally better survivability than most other characters, you're still encouraged to bring a healer for her much frailer teammates.
Nah, just bring sustain Himiko. Himiko, Harmony Trailblazer, Rame, and Firefly. Boom, done.
I've previously discussed the idea of having
Who the fuck is... Wait, what's her name again, chat? Oh, I completely forgot about her. What's her name again? What's her name? Castories? What the fuck is Castories? Constance! Constance! Oh my god, Constance. I got one guide by my chat. Constance! Holy shit. Bro turned into relics. Nah, he's not coming back.
Having an HP consumption team
Nah, she's not
archetype,
coming, she's
but
not
I
coming.
don't
She's
think
gone.
Firefly would end up having a place there because she's so break-centric. However, we can see that these mechanics lead to one new synergy with Lingsha, who gets a free follow-up attack / heal when enemies are at 60% HP or less,
Yummers.
conveniently the same percentage as where Firefly lands after
When
using
allies
her
are
first skill to
60%
charge her ult. Lingsha has this 6th Ascension trace as a way to emergency save low health allies, but it also is an attack that could potentially never trigger if your team stays completely healthy, so Firefly's HP consumption genuinely optimizes Lingsha's damage despite it not doing anything meaningful for herself. Well, that's all
She serves zero purpose. Absolutely.
for Firefly's kit, but her influence extends even beyond that to her equipment. In the same update that she debuted in, we got both of her best in slot relic sets. The Iron Cavalry set gives her break effect of course, but the 4-piece set bonus gives defense ignore on break and super break, which really helps as it's a rare alternate stat that also contributes to break damage. However, it is the only Cavern Relic set so far to have a stat threshold, which Firefly obviously surpasses much more easily than other characters thanks to her attack to break effect conversion. And then it gets even more shameless when we get to the planar relics, which are known to have stricter conditions. The Forge set gives speed, which is always appreciated, but it also gives a free 40% break effect for hitting an enemy that has a fire weakness. So not only does she always have access to this buff, but she enables any break support to reap the benefits as well. Aside from lock toughness bars, which I'd say is more of a break team problem rather than a Firefly problem, she really only has two
20k. Let's fucking go, bro. Chat, his blade did 25k, by the way. His unequipped naked blade. Insane.
significant drawbacks built into her design. 1, she's quite skill point reliant, and 2, she doesn't do as well against a lineup of 5 enemies.
And just pull E2. Done.
I suppose her team comps are also a bit more rigid
Wait, I'm surprised he didn't say anything about her Eidolons. Like her E1, E2, and E6. Where is the Eidolon glazing? Yo, we need to see that shit.
because of her unique stat demands, but having a free unit and a 4-star on your second best team makes it not that bad relatively speaking. For skill points, I honestly never really find myself running into issues at E0,
528,768. Holy fucking shit, bruh. Support Firefly, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic choice.
so
Absolutely.
this drawback honestly doesn't feel that bad to just play around. However,
Oh my god. Lingsha's bunny and she just did 800,000 damage. Absolutely fucking diable. Look at this face, chat. Look at this face. There's the face of death right there. That's Oppenheimer. For I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. That's the face right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, editor, zoom in on this bunny's face. Yeah? Zoom in on this bunny's face. And then we play some PTSD music or some shit.
if you wanted a more expensive shortcut, Firefly's first Eidolon gives her
And that, oh my god, bro, I swear I didn't pre-watch this. On my life, I didn't pre-watch this. I was like, he's definitely gonna glaze the items, absolutely.
more of the coveted defense ignore, while also making her enhanced skill never
On my
consume
life, I
skill
didn't. On
points.
my life, I didn't.
And for
On
her
my life, by the way.
weakness
Not Sarah's life, my life. I did not pre-watch this.
Against larger volumes of enemies, you have her second Eidolon, which gives her an extra turn upon defeating an enemy. It can't be cycled repeatedly,
You know who else has that? Imbirta Lune.
but even still, if you're fighting a lot of enemies, they tend to be the weaker ones, and with this E2, she just has easy access to doubling her turns, which at this point already won't need any skill points at all. I usually don't care for Eidolons when it comes to limited 5-stars, but those first two are so good that I can completely understand why someone would prefer having those over a
and
different
there it is.
character.
It is so fucking broken. I completely understand, you know, why you would get this. Pretty much, this changes absolutely everything of it. Absolutely, you know,
The rest of her Eidolons enhance what she's already good at, which isn't a bad thing, but they don't have nearly as much impact as those initial ones.
Nope. The E6 is busted. That E6 is completely fucking busted. Res pen plus weakness break efficiency. Absolutely fucking busted. That being said, I fucking hate it because now whenever I want to use any other DPS, my Firefly just shits on all over them, right? So I can't even showcase my E0 red bar anymore because my E6 Firefly just shits all over. So it is what it is. Mihoyo, if you're watching this video for the 10 billionth time, enable the option to toggle Eidolons, and it will truly be the best game of any gacha game, right? Make it happen.
In summary, Firefly is an ultimate reliant character that has long uptime, free refreshes, the fastest recharge in the game, and a built-in cleanse with effect resistance. She's also a break DPS that can implant her own weakness type to universally get full efficiency on her higher than average toughness damage. She still has weakness type ignore anyway. She converts her attack, which would normally be useless, into break effect, while also having break effect scaling on her upfront damage, and she generates her own super break. And then she
there's more, my bad.
also has action advance, damage reduction, and free speed on top of that. So yeah, saying Hoyoverse succeeded in delivering on Firefly's kit is kind of an understatement. I feel like even if you removed some of her features, she'd still be one of the best characters in the game. She puts the other break DPS characters in a weird spot because everything in her kit makes her both extremely powerful and versatile. So
Basically, Boot Hill sucks cheeks, Rapper sucks cheeks, every single break DPS sucks shit. Hail Firefly. Hail my girlfriend. My life for my wife. My life for Firefly, absolutely.
even though they do have some advantages over her, they are much less pronounced than they probably should be. I feel like it would be pretty difficult to make content sheets
Okay, chat, peep this shit.
less pronounced than they
Wait,
probably
pause.
should be. I feel like it would
There's a 227,426 break from 3 target with our goat Firefly. You know who did 800,000 break damage just now? Lingsha!
be pretty difficult to make content she doesn't work well in, because specific things like disabling toughness reduction for enemies or locking ultimates hurts a lot of characters, not just her. The thing about Firefly though is that because she has it so good right now with the best possible partner.
Why?
The thing about Firefly though is that because
Why do you not skill?
she has it so good right now
Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, why did he not skill? He was saving skill points for who? For Firefly? This fucking goat. Nah, I'm just kidding.
with the best possible partners already available for her, she doesn't have as much room to get buffed in the future. She pretty
Nah, you could
much
have just based it from me, bro. Oh my god, you could have just based it from me. Oh god, if you used the skill for Lingsha there, we could have seen the comparison. Because Firefly just did 220k. I think if you use Lingsha's skill, then it would have been like 500k or some shit.
already has everything
it
she
is
needs in
what
her
it
own
is,
kit,
chat. It is
so
what
her
it is.
best teammates are the ones that give her the stats she wants. This
we gotta glaze our girlfriend, right? We gotta glaze her. Nobody can steal our spotlight from her, absolutely.
also means
glaze a little
they
bit.
can't
Oh
excuse
my god, insane. Oh my fucking god, 428. Absolutely fucking
your
insane.
allies can provide likely won't be as useful for her. As a straightforward example, a character like Acheron will inevitably
What
become
is going
stronger.
on? Oh my fucking god. Akron truly is just a dog shit unit. Truly. This. Imagine dealing 250k with one of the coolest looking outs in Tyrol. Oh my god, Akron, you're just fuck kill yourself, Akron. You serve 0, but go better than the Hility bitch.
When more
You suck.
debuffers with frequent application are released, because she'll be able to ult more often. Even
Wait. Oh my god. It's Dockeron plus Jiao Qiu. Yo, Sarah, do you teach this man how to play this team comp? It's Dockeron plus Jiao Qiu. This is Sarah's insurgency. The Dockeron.
Even with other break characters, there's room for growth. Like Rappa would hugely benefit from a break support with flat energy recharge, but that'd be significantly worse with Firefly. While Firefly has certainly set a high standard for break units, and that's never going to change, I do think the others can further build upon their unique strengths down the line, whereas she can't. And maybe with time, Firefly probably won't fall off completely, but I'd be very surprised if she stays at the top forever, just due to the nature of power creep and the meta, which could change at any time.
Give it like till Christmas and we'll see what's up.
With Break being the archetype which diverges the most from standard gameplay, I'm really interested to see what other mechanics StarRail can continue to build teams around, but I do hope they continue to be careful with how weaknesses are handled. It admittedly is
Nah, just remove it. You know what Star should do? Just fuck it. Remove weaknesses. No such thing as Tires from the Dark. No, nothing. You have to brute force, or you just summon your way through. You know, I am so sick and tired of looking that goddamn white color line at the top. Enough is enough. Save us. What was his name? Remembrance MC. Save us, Yumi. All right. Enough break. All right. Enough.
a very fine line, because when they feel bad, they feel really bad. But all we can do now is wait and see if Firefly is the exception, or if her design direction will eventually become the new normal. I hope you found this video to be interesting or insightful.
It was
Subscribe
really,
for
really
more Honkai StarRail discussion videos.
Yo, this was really, really good, chat. Excellent goddamn video. You know, look at this face. That's the face of MiHoYo's most overtuned, overloaded, overbusted, buzz combustion, absolute diabolical DPS that we have in a very, 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 very long time. Very, very nice. Okay, but me personally, I think that her best use so far, in my opinion, is that she's extremely new player friendly or like casual friendly because of this. And I think he brought it up as well. The ability to implant fire weakness, the ability to work perfectly with Harmony MC and Rame, which I think everyone in the mounts pool, she has 85% own usage, own rate. So like, basically everyone has them, and you can just run Gallagher slash Dingsha. I think she's very, very beginner friendly. And if you are casual, you can absolutely use her to just destroy everything and everyone and everything. So I think she's a very, very nice unit that MiHoYo designed. From the lore, the build up, her death, comeback, not dead, the review that she's Sam, everything. There's a reason why she's so goddamn popular. That being said, I feel like there are definitely a lot of different units that probably didn't really get the credits they deserve. So for example, right, Rapper right now, it might not seem all that, but we do have the talent which works with each individual break, and we do see the effects of exo toughness. So I do believe that because of the mechanics that I'm just using this example, right? Because of the mechanics that this exo toughness is going to be providing, Firefly probably won't scale as well as Reba, just because she doesn't gain any benefits from the enemies breaking additional times, right? She's still gonna deal additional damage, right? Because she's still a break DPS, so any form of break damage that we're gonna be implanting, is gonna be very, very good, right? But there's probably a little bit on the table that could have been dived into a little bit more. So to say that she is the honored one, she is her, and she is like the unit. I think we probably could showcase other units a little bit more. If you want to ask me if there's one overtuned kit, I'ma keep it a buck. Me personally, right? If there's one, you know what? Hey, call me a Robin Glazer, right? Me personally, I think this is triple 100% action value advance. Works with DOT, works with hyper carry, works with follow up. Fuck it, you want to run Bubbin with super break? I'm pretty sure you can make it happen. Sustain Bubbin. Triple 100% action value advance. Now you can get extra turns for both your Firefly and your Harmony MC. Excellent, right? And your Rami can go, especially if you're running fast Rami, more turns to get your energy back faster. So, me personally, I think she is more overtuned. But that's just me, right? Very, very interesting, very, very thought-provoking video. Is Firefly broken? Get it, guys? Get it? Broken? Is Firefly too broken? Leave your comments, leave your discussions down in the comments below. Our word of the day is going to be my life for my wife. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join Twitter, all the best. Welcome to See you guys next time. Take care.